Hello and welcome to goalnews.org Video Edition, May 20th, 2011. My name's Jim Wallace, Executive Director of Gun Owners Action League. Let's get right to the news. Last week we had a public hearing before the Joint Committee on Public Safety and Homeland Security on a number of pro-Second Amendment bills. Among them were House 1568, Goals Civil Rights and Public Safety Act. We were very pleased that not one single person showed up to testify against Goals bills, and hopefully we'll get something moving this year. There was a few bills that were of concern, but they weren't firearm related. There was a knife bill that we'll be following very closely because it dealt with not being able to showcase knives or have them as over-the-counter items. And as everybody remembers, that's exactly how the gun control laws started. So we'll be watching those. The Sunday hunting bill, MSPCA and HSUS did show up to testify against those. That was no surprise. But again, no one showed up to testify against our Civil Rights and Public Safety Act. So hopefully we can get something going this year. The youth hunting bill was also heard on that public hearing, House 2400. Again, that was filed by Representative Ann Goby, and what it would do was relieve the fees for anybody under 18 years old for an FID card, and it would also allow youth to apply for an FID card at age 14. Currently, you need the card at 15, but you can't even apply until you're 15, so this would just give them a year to get the process rolling before they were eligible for the card. The Senate budget has kicked off this week, and we were very pleased that outside Section 66 of the proposed budget actually would lower the FID card for under 18-year-old to $25. Now, our bill, House 2400, actually takes the fee away entirely, but this significant drop from $100 to $25 is certainly a step in the right direction. And of course, we have Senator Steve Brewer to thank for this, since he's chair of the Senate Ways and Means Committee, and I'm sure he put that in there for us. Also, there's an outside Section 65 you should be aware of. On its face, it appears to grant free hunting and fishing licenses to anybody under 18. But actually, the wording in the law that they're proposing would only grant free fishing licenses. And it appears what they're trying to do here is to line it up with the saltwater fishing licenses that are free, but there seems to be discrepancy on the age. And we'll be watching this to make sure exactly what it does. Also in the budget, Fish and Wildlife is going to turn out all right as far as the Senate budget proposal goes. They're actually up $500,000, almost $600,000 from the proposed House budget. Hunter Ed is going to get a little more money, about $4,000. The Wildland Stamp Fund is evenly funded at $1 million, and about $20,000 more for the waterfowl management from the proposed House budget, not what actually went through. So I think Fish and Wildlife will make out pretty good in this budget, and we'll be there all the way just to make sure. One thing we need to really be concerned about is the city of Lowell has authorized a petition to the legislature to really increase the storage laws. And basically what they want is anybody who has 5 or more guns would have to install a vault or a safe. But they're saying it has to be bolted to the structure so that nobody can supposedly walk away with it. If you have 10 or more guns, not only do you have to have a vault or a safe, but you have to immediately notify the chief of police in Lowell where those guns are and how they're being stored. The confusion is it appears to be a local petition, but the problem is it seeks to amend state law. So we're not exactly sure why this was written this way, but this is certainly one that Gun Owners Action League is going to pay very close attention to, because the storage laws in Massachusetts are already unconstitutional as far as we're concerned. To increase this even more would be such a burden on citizens, they may not even be able to afford to be a lawful gun owner in the state of Massachusetts. Goals Annual Banquet coming up June 18th, 2011, Saturday. Wayne LaPierre, Executive Vice President of the National Rifle Association, is going to be there. Cam Edwards of Cam & Company, NRA News, will be the guest master of ceremonies. If you want tickets, you can go to goalevents.org for more information, and we hope to see you there. Also, there's a side-by-side shoot at Maspinock, May 21st, 2011. And again, you can go to goalevents.org to get more information on that, and that's coming up this Saturday. We have a new gold knife made by Buck, made in the USA, and it's laser engraved with a new gold logo with a deer head on it. For those of you who want to pick up one of those, you can find it at goldstore.org. And I want to tell you, the NRA Annual Meeting in Pittsburgh was just a phenomenal time. The people you get to meet at these events is just outstanding. And I put a picture of this gentleman who I just happened to meet in the hotel as I was walking to another event. His name is Don Burgett, and he was in the 101st Airborne Division Able Company. And he's allowing me to hold his 1911 that he carried, he said, from Normandy Beach to Hitler's bedpost, as he quoted. And the interesting thing about this particular gun was it wasn't Army issued. It was actually given to him by his father because his father wanted him to have a good backup piece during the war. And his father actually mailed it to him in a cake, if you can believe that. So the stories and the people you hear. And also, actually, around his neck was a piece of 88 millimeter shrapnel that they actually pulled out of his ribcage when he was injured during the war. So the heroes you get to meet are just phenomenal, and the regular people you get to meet are phenomenal as well. So it was a great event. Also, speaking of the NRA, my bid to be elected to the NRA board was not successful this year. I was very pleased, though. I got 45,000 votes across the country, but I'll be trying again next year, and the petitions will be out shortly for that. And that does it for goldnews.org Video Edition, May 20th, 2011. Thanks for watching.